Craftsman Days are here at Lowe's with big savings on the tools you need. Right now, get a free select tool when you buy the Craftsman V20 2-pack battery kit. Whether it's the backyard, the bathroom, or beyond, Craftsman has the tools to help you power through and get the project done right. Because DIYing is unpredictable, but your tools shouldn't be. Shop Craftsman at Lowe's today. Valid through 6/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today. golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt.
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Music. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Let's go.
It's hump day.
Let's hump.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Let's hump the day.
Hump day.
Hump the week.
It's hump day.
We hump the day or the week? So we're humping the week, yeah? The day.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
The day where we hump the week.
Yeah, that one right there.
That's the one.
Hump day.
Nailed it.
It's hump day.
Seth Dardar in 15 minutes.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Who's that, Muse?
Hump day.
Transfer. LSU baseball transfer from Kansas State.
Nailed it.
It's hump day.
Taylor Calandra later this hour.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Michael Anderson, Boot Up Customs collabs next hour.
Hump day.
Ross Jackson's back as the Saints are at minicamp.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Brian Kelly acknowledging fault with Harold Perkins.
Hump day.
Taysom Hill, will he be back?
It's hump day.
Ellen Moore has more.
Ellen Moore.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
All right. Baseball Tigers wheels up to Omaha today. We're not done.
Oh, well, you said all right. Normally when you say all right, you go into it. Sorry.
Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
We have football schedule stuff to talk about here in just a second. But Tigers are wheels up to Omaha today. They'll practice at Creighton. We've got the full practice schedule and everything they're going to be doing. So tomorrow they'll have their team practice at Charles Schwab Field, the team photo and all that stuff. Today, though, they will practice at Creighton when they land there. Before they left, Jay Johnson met with reporters, and I love this. There's been this conversation about LSU needing to advance in the winner's bracket. And I've been asked, I did several interviews today. I did one up in Arkansas with my buddy Wes Moore in Little Rock. Was on Sirius XM with Chris Dorr and Caroline Fenton this morning. And I keep getting asked the same question. I was on Texags yesterday. Is the Arkansas game, is it a must win? Does LSU have to avoid the loser's bracket? Jay Johnson kind of had a different spin on it.
Well, the 2 times I've been in the finals, we've lost one of the first 2 games. So to me, it's not a death sentence if you don't. I would love to try the deal through the winner's bracket one time just to see how it feels. That's just, I don't feel that way. The postseason baseball is awesome. Whether you're in the winner's bracket, the loser's bracket, Omaha is awesome. And you just take the one in front of you. I mean, our team's capable of winning 3 and losing 1, losing 1 and winning 4.
Okay, that's good. That's fine. The gist of it is him saying he's already done it twice. He's made it to the finals with Arizona in 2016 when they lost to Coastal, with LSU in 2023 having to go through the loser's bracket to get there. So, yes, it is very doable. If you do that, you're going to have to do something unfamiliar. You're going to have something from someone that hasn't given you that throughout the course of the season, because you'll have to end up playing 4 games in 4 days, winning 4 games in 4 days to get to ultimately, I guess if you won the first one and lost the second one, then it would be win the next 3 days. But it'd be 4 games in 4 days, regardless. And that's a steep hill to climb, but it's doable. LSU's done it. Here's hoping they avoid it. The best path through: win your first 2 behind Anderson Ianson, win one of those 2 Wednesday, Thursday, get to the championship series, have Anderson Ianson queued up again for the national championship series. It all begins on Friday. For LSU, of course, it'll be Saturday night. All right, it is After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Seth Dardar, as Muse mentioned, here in 10 minutes from right now. It's the Mandeville native, went to Holy Cross, started his career at Columbia, and then transferred to Kansas State. And now he'll be an LSU Tiger in 2026. We'll talk to Seth Dardar in 10 minutes right now. But with less than an hour ago, got this in the inbox from the SEC office. We now know the kickoff times for the entire SEC football schedule in 2025. So, thought it was very appropriate that we take a look. Now, it is important to note that we're talking about our windows. Early, which means between 11 and noon Central.
Yeah, so basically 11 a.m.
Afternoon, well, not necessarily. There are noon start. Yeah. There are noon Central starts, depending on network. Afternoon, which would be between 2:30 and 3:30 Central. Night games, which we know are between 5 and 7 kick times Central. And then flex. Now, flex could be afternoon or night. Well, we know now every game on the schedule. Early, afternoon, night, or is it flexed? And we already knew that the first 3 games LSU is going to play are all going to be at night. Love that. That, of course, being the Clemson opener, week 2 against Louisiana Tech, and the September 13 game against Florida. So, we dim the lights. We look at the schedule card. Saturday, September the 20th, Southeastern Louisiana at LSU. It'll be televised on the SEC Network at 6:45 Central Time. There we go. All right. Got a night game. Now, September the 27th, LSU is at Ole Miss. That game is flexed, so we don't know when it's going to be, but it'll be afternoon or night. We know that much. October the 4th, LSU doesn't play. We avoid a day game.
We avoid a day game, exactly.
October the 11th, the home game against South Carolina is flexed.
Okay.
We avoided 11 a.m.
We did.
Could be a 2:30 kick. October the 18th, LSU goes to Vanderbilt to play in Nashville. That is an early kickoff. But you know what, Muse? Here's the spin for you. Here's the spin. Last time LSU played at Vanderbilt was? Anybody?
2020.
Nope. Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
it was.
Go back further.
2019.
2019, they did play there back-to-back years. You're right. That was John Emery's big game.
Was.
That was a night game.
That
but
was.
2019,
Day game.
not only a day game, friend, that was an 11 a.m. kickoff.
Yes.
I watched the game at a hotel bar and drank old fashions by myself for 3 hours. And
That's right. You were up there.
And then did a solo whiskey and wine. I mean, Jordy might have been on that with me remotely in Baton Rouge. I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
But I did it from a booth in this hotel restaurant bar. And then didn't even go to the game. As soon as the game ended, got in the car, drove back home. Not a great trip. Friday was great.
Yeah.
Friday was great. Did the show on Broadway.
Yeah.
Went out. Michael Cobble and I went and had a steak dinner that night. And he never called me again.
And come on, Cobbs.
Anyway. All the point is, good juju. That was Joe Burrow's 5 at the Vanderbilt Players. Let's get one of those, Nuss. One of those 5. Okay, Texas A&M at LSU, October 25th is flexed. We avoid 11 a.m. Could be day. Saturday, November the 1st, LSU, no game that day, of course, because they're preparing for the game at Alabama a week later, which LSU at Alabama inside of Brian Dennehy Stadium will be at night. I guess that's good, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
2019 played them at 2:30.
That's true, they did.
Looking for correlation here.
Yeah.
Saturday, November the 15th, Arkansas. All those weirdos worshiping pigs with their spirit fingers.
The golden boot.
Oh, yeah, it's a stupid thing. Thank God T-Bob's gone, so I don't have to listen to anybody talk about the stupid boot anymore. I'm glad. T-Bob, I'm glad you're gone, you jerk. Nobody cares about a stupid boot except you. Go indoctrinate people in Chicago, you dork. Arkansas at LSU. Bourbon and Cheerios, y'all. 11 a.m. Early kick in Tiger Stadium for Arkansas at LSU. November the 22nd, LSU hosts Western Kentucky. That will be a night game. And then Saturday, November the 29th, LSU at Oklahoma. A flex game. So we know LSU will play 2 11 a.m. games. At Vanderbilt, 1 at home against Arkansas. The thing we got to keep an eye on, the South Carolina and the Texas A&M games, which are both flexed. Fingers crossed that those both end up at night, but there's a possibility they could end up in the 2:30 window as well. So I'm here for it. I don't want to 2:30 games. Now, don't get me wrong. From a professional working standpoint,
so good.
2:30 games are awesome.
It's so good.
It is so good. I mean, 2:30, game's done by 6-ish. You get your post-game stuff done. I mean, you're watching the night game. You're going night in your bed. Yeah, I mean, the 11 a.m. game is actually awesome.
It's even better yet.
I'm not gonna lie. But I'll take it for the team here, Muse. I'm not worried about myself. Worried about everybody else. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. All right, it's after further review. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR, the official beer of the Tigers. You heading up to Omaha, make sure you got plenty of ice-cold Bud Light when you're there. Mix one in between the Jell-O shots, or if you're going to be grilling at home for Father's Day this weekend, because, of course, it's Father's Day, and so dads grill on Father's Day because that's what we do. We cook, and we're just always there for our families. So make sure you got plenty of ice-cold Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. If you're grilling this weekend, Father's Day, watching the College World Series, if you're going to be out at a restaurant, a bar, wherever you'll be, just make sure you got plenty of ice-cold Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Okay, quick break, y'all. We'll come back. Seth Dardar, big portal edition for LSU, coming home to Louisiana. We'll talk to him next on AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Siegen near Airline, LA 16 in Denham. Mid-City on Don Moore, Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. You know those 4 locations, and what an awesome time to get by Clegg's Nursery because they still have every single day shipments of flowers coming in, plants, trees, shrubs. You want to beautify the exterior of your home. You want to add that pop of color to your flower bed, to your patio pots. Maybe you got unwanted pests like ants or snakes or mosquitoes, wasps. They can help you take care of all of them. Maybe you got weeds coming up in your lawn. You want to get rid of that. Maybe you got dead spots in your lawn. The horticulturists, the professionals at Clegg's Nursery have the knowledge, the know-how, the expertise, and all the products you need to win Yard of the Month every month for your whole life. Guaranteed. Actually, I can't back that up. You have to do some of the work, too. It's Clegg's Nursery.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Primetime game tomorrow for LSU in Nebraska. Into deep right field. Splash down for the second straight weekend. Kennedy and Dardar with back-to-back jacks.
That was the very awkward play-by-play guy on the call from the Frisco Classic. But the jack was impressive. That was Seth Dardar hitting a bomb off of Cade Anderson in Frisco earlier this year. And we have learned that Seth Dardar is coming back to Louisiana. Mandeville native, went to Holy Cross, started his career at Columbia, went to Kansas State, now finish up his career at LSU. Seth's good enough to join us for a couple of minutes now. Seth, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing awesome. Hey, let's start with some of the who, what, where, when, why, how. Why did you decide to go back into the portal this year after your season at K-State?
Honestly, I was really looking to come back home to LSU, if I'm being honest with you. And so I got in the portal on Thursday, and I just waited for the call from LSU. I really wasn't answering anybody else. And so when Coach Jordan called me, I was super happy. And then right thereafter, Coach Johnson called me, and we talked, and I really committed to LSU about an hour after I entered the portal. I waited a couple of days to announce it, but I was pretty set on coming home and really just being with my family, letting them watch me play, and then all my friends, and obviously the whole LSU fan base and everybody. So I'm super excited.
I love that, man. I was going to ask when LSU reached out, but I guess it took about an hour for that. I mean, I'm sure they were just sitting there like Jay. They're just sitting there hitting refresh on the portal. Where's Dardar? Where's Dardar? Where's there it is. Did anybody else reach out to you?
Yeah, pretty much like a minute after my name got entered into the portal, it was like Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Texas, like everyone was reaching out to me, and I was like, where is LSU? Like, come on, like, please just call me. And so it was kind of funny. Coach Simpson DM'd me on Twitter asking for my phone number, and like a minute after I responded, I got another phone call. So I was thinking it was him, and I answered, and it wound up being, I think, like TCU. And I was like, oh, no, what if they call while I'm on the phone? And then Coach Jordan wound up calling while I was on the phone with TCU, and I didn't want to be rude and hang up or anything. So I finished out that call, and Coach Jordan was texting me like, what are you doing, man? Answer the phone. So I called him right back, and I was like, I'm sorry. I was trying to wait for you.
Did you already have a relationship with Coach Jordan or anybody on the LSU staff?
When I was in the portal after my junior year at Columbia, so I knew I was going to go back my senior year at Columbia and finish there and graduate, but the Ivy League doesn't allow like graduate players, I guess. So I was looking for a fifth year, and I kind of talked with Coach Johnson a little bit and Coach Jordan, but nothing ever really culminated. And so I wound up going up to Kansas State. So that's kind of how I had a relationship with them before.
So you have, correct me if I'm wrong here, it's just I'm going through the timeline. So you have the extra year because of COVID?
So I have a couple extra years. So I had an extra year because of my freshman year was COVID. Then my sophomore year, I had only gotten like 10 or 15 at-bats, and I got Tommy John surgery, so I had season-ending surgery. And then my senior year, I also got season-ending surgery on my hip before the season even started. So that's how I have extra years of eligibility.
Got it. Were you pitching at all?
No, I wasn't. I've always played infield.
How'd you get TJ?
To be honest, my elbow hurt since like my freshman year of high school, and I played through it. And then I went and played summer ball out in California after my freshman year, or my non-existent freshman season, I guess you could say, because of COVID. And it hurt the whole year out there. And then finally I went to the doctor, and they were like, I don't know how you've been throwing. Your UCL is completely torn.
Wow.
So
I guess when you're not throwing 100 pitches a week or every 5 days, maybe you can get through it as an infielder. But, man, that's still pretty incredible. Seth Dardar is our guest. You'll follow him on Twitter at @SDardar_. Kansas State transferring to LSU for his final season. I was going to ask why LSU. It seems pretty self-explanatory, but I'll ask it anyway. So why LSU?
Yeah, I mean, I've been an LSU fan since I was 3 years old and first started playing baseball, and it's really always been a dream to come to LSU. And after I didn't get to go to LSU out of high school, I went off to Columbia. It kind of just seemed like something that really wasn't a possibility, I guess you could say, but I still was an LSU fan and still looked up to the guys that played at LSU. And then coming full circle now, like I realized I might have an opportunity to come home and play, so I really just wanted to go in the portal and kind of bet on myself and take that chance, and I'm really glad it worked out.
Seth, you mentioned that as a high schooler coming out, you didn't have the opportunity to go to LSU. What was your high school recruitment like?
So I actually did talk to Nolan Kane a little bit while I was in high school, while he was still here at LSU. And then I didn't play really any showcase ball. I went to Jesuit first before I transferred to Holy Cross. So I played summer ball, like Legion ball with them. Talked to some smaller schools, I guess. Went out to one camp at Stanford, and I think Brown University was there, and they really were interested in me, wanted me to go on a visit, and invited me to another camp up in the Northeast called like the Honor Roll Camp, and there was 100 schools there. And so I go to that camp, started getting a lot more interest. Pretty much all the Ivy League schools were interested in me, and Columbia was one of the schools that had been winning in the past, and so that's kind of why I chose them. I got to go there for basically nothing. I don't have to pay any student loan debts or anything like that, so that was a big reason why I chose to go up there and get my degree from there.
So you got a degree from Columbia?
Yes, sir. I got an engineering degree from Columbia.
Got it. All expenses paid engineering degree at Columbia. Did you get your MBA at K-State?
I didn't finish my MBA, but I started my MBA.
Will you be able to finish it at LSU?
I think so. Yes, sir.
That's not a bad gig, Seth. Like that's a pretty good path forward if you can make it work. So walk me through a little bit how you had the injuries that you mentioned. Tommy John had the hip injury. By the way, how did you hurt your hip?
It literally just randomly started hurting one day. I was hitting before practice. My hip started bugging me, and it just continuously got worse for the next 2 weeks to where it hurt. I couldn't even walk. So then I finally went to the doctor, and it was a torn hip labrum. Yeah.
So how, from that point as a freshman to now, what would you say are the ways that you've developed from a guy that didn't have the LSU interest in high school, but obviously now one of the more coveted guys in the portal?
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, I'd have to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus, because throughout all those hardships and the times that I wasn't even able to get out on the field and all the rehab and stuff, there was definitely some like low points and times where I didn't even know if I was going to be able to continue playing baseball. And so I definitely had to lean on him a lot and trust that like God had a plan for me and keep pushing through. And then obviously having all the downtime, I was able to work on different things, whether it was physically, like getting in the gym and working upper body, like when I had a knee surgery and a hip surgery, or even lower body when I had my elbow surgery. And then sitting out all that time, I was able to watch, whether it was our games at Columbia in person or even on TV. I had extra time to like just watch, and I was watching a lot of LSU games too at the time. I'm still a fan. So I think just watching baseball and trying to learn and soak everything in as much as I can. And then, I don't know, now last year I got to go to K-State, and I'm super, super thankful for everything they did for me. And I love the coaching staff over there. I love all the guys. And Manhattan Kansas really treated me well. And it was another year where I was able to grow and not just grow as a player, but as a person, and grow in my faith and everything. And so now I feel like everything kind of that I've been through has led me to this point, and I'm super thankful that I know, like, I'm ready now to take that step and come to LSU.
326 with 13 bombs this year at Kansas State. What position do you expect to play at LSU?
Coach Johnson asked me what I prefer, because at Columbia I played third base, and then this past year at Kansas State I played about 20 games at first and about 30 at second base. And I told him I just want to hit. I said he can do whatever he wants with me. Throw me in the outfield, put me at DH, throw me anywhere in the infield. I don't care. I'll make plays. I'll do whatever. I just want to get in the lineup and hit.
Are you most comfortable some way? I mean, it's what's interesting because Ethan Fry will have a decision to make, but it sounds like he's probably going to come back, and he's similar, right? I mean, he could play first, he could play left, he could play different spots. But is there a spot on the infield where you're more comfortable?
I would say second base.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean,
yeah.
Dickinson will be gone. I mean, LSU's going to replace basically the whole infield except for Milam. So there's going to be spots up for grabs. It makes a lot of sense. So, Seth, walk me through what your summer is like before you get to LSU for fall ball. What are the plans?
So I'm home right now. I'm trying to soak in this time with my family and stuff and have a good time. But Saturday I'm leaving. I'm going to Newport, Rhode Island to play for the Newport Gulls. And I'll be out there for a month. I'm trying to get about 20 to 30 games in, like around 100 at-bats. And then I want to come back and start training and get my body right with, like, the way my career's going and kind of been riddled with injuries. I really just want to come home and train at the end of the summer and hit the ground running at 100% when the fall comes.
You be watching the Tigers in Omaha?
Absolutely. I was texting Coach Jordan and Coach Johnson today saying we're going to be watching every pitch, cheering y'all on. So.
What was it like being in the other purple dugout back in Frisco looking at LSU on the field opposite you?
Well, I mean, I'm super competitive, so I really wanted to win the game, and we had a couple chances to do it, and, I mean, LSU came out with the win, but it was crazy. And now that I'm committing to LSU and coming back home, it's really a full circle moment, and I'm super excited.
You never got to – I'm just doing the math here. You never got to face Cade Anderson in high school. I think if you did 6 years, you're done 5 years in college, you wouldn't have missed him. But was it like homering off of Cade Anderson, who might very well be the first pick of the draft?
It was pretty cool. I'm from Mandeville, and Cade's from, like, the town over in Madisonville. And we actually have the same physical therapist, so I kind of know him through that. That's like our mutual connection, I guess. And the physical therapist was messing with me before the game, saying, like, "Oh, Cade's saying he's going to throw you a fastball first pitch," which he didn't. But
liar.
He was like messing with me before the game, saying Cade's going to throw this, Cade's going to throw that, and I was like, "All right, I mean, tell him to bring his best because I'm going to try to take him deep." And then when I did, I mean, I think he struck me out the first two at-bats, to be fair. And I just went back to the dugout and told our hitting coach, like, "Man, I can't see a slider," because I was chasing a slider. And then I think my third at-bat, I wound up hitting a slider. And so I go back to the dugout, and my hitting coach is like, "What happened? I thought you couldn't see it." I was like, "Well, I saw it that time."
It worked out, man. Hey, Seth, I know a lot of people are excited. Man, a lot of people can relate, man. People grow up in the state, love the Tigers, dream of playing for the Tigers, and you're going to get to fulfill that, which is awesome, man. Good health, continued success. We appreciate a couple of minutes today, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it.
That's our pleasure. That's Seth Dardar. Also, great guy because he started his high school career at Jesuit, realized the error of his ways, left, and then went to Holy Cross. Unfortunately, couldn't make his way up to Baton Rouge to play for Catholic, but nonetheless, I jest, okay? Take that, Gordy Rush, you jerk. Anyway, it's after further review. Congrats to Seth. No, that's fantastic. I mean, the story, just listening to him tell the story of going in the portal waiting for LSU was pretty awesome. I mean, that tells the whole thing. All right, it's after further review, y'all. Our Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Yourgoodwood.com. Hormone replacement therapy, things like BPC 157, NAD Plus for cellular optimization. There's so many different therapies to help you feel like your younger self. Regain that youthful feeling and a healthier lifestyle. YourGoodWood.com. YourGoodWood.com. Okay, quick break. Come back. We'll go around the SEC. Taylor's here in 15 minutes. Bourbon Dictionary. We do a little booze talk. We're excited about it and glad to have you aboard on AFR.
After further review.
Duplessis Builders, man, I love telling this story. But yesterday, we had Jordan Arcemont in studio with us, and we were talking about, the NIL deals that Duplessis did with our friend, the late Kyron Lacey, and with Harlem Berry as a high schooler. And, how many people have called Derek Duplessis and said, you know what, you support the Tigers, I'm going to support you. And it's true. It's part of it. I mean, Derek's an LSU alum. He's from Santa Monica. Went to LSU, got his engineering degree, mechanical engineering degree with a minor in aerospace engineering, worked as an engineer, built a pool for his sister, kind of liked it, ended up building 8 pools that first year. Next year, boom, 60 pools, and it's grown now. And they're one of the fastest growing pool companies in the entire region. So if you're interested, thinking about building a pool, maybe you're calling multiple contractors. You can call them all, but call Duplessis and find out why they have a 10-year workmanship warranty when the industry standard is 1 year. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting radio-exclusive offer just for you. For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just text WATER to 64,000. That's WATER to 64,000 for your 2 free gifts with purchase. WATER to 64,000.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Pocket Hose. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at pockethose.com/terms.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Your Fighting Tigers of LSU are back in the College World Series, and we've got all eyes on Omaha, powered by Our Lady of the Lake. Starting with a special edition of the Hunt Palmer Show Friday from 1 to 3, then Saturday afternoon, Hunt will set the scene for the Tigers and Razorbacks from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Our coverage is also presented by GoFlow IV Spa and Yingling Flight. Watch each broadcast live on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. Go Tigers! From Our Lady of the Lake, GoFlow IV Spa, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Hunt's taking off for Omaha on Thursday, so he'll be there for the Hunt Palmer Show for our specialty broadcasting. He'll be filing updates across all of our radio stations here in Baton Rouge, and obviously covering for LouisianaSports.net also. And I would highly recommend, if you are an everyday consumer reader over at LouisianaSports.net, thank you so much. We did today relaunch the website, so a lot of you have noticed and given us feedback. The long story short is the original version of the site. There's just some things that we needed to be able to execute back end that we weren't. And so we had to relaunch the site with a little bit of a modified look. So I hope you enjoy it. It's a new look, LouisianaSports.net, modified. We have the Watch Live player embedded right there on the home screen, so you can watch us there at LouisianaSports.net. We'll have all the stories that you want. It's still completely free. Little different design, layout, and all. We've specialized subsets. So like for when you hit teams, for example, if you go to LSU, we now have a specific section for LSU football, baseball, basketball, softball, women's basketball, gymnastics. So it's all going to be broken down even further. So it's over there at LouisianaSports.net. So check it out again. Always free. No freemium, no subscriptions, none of that stuff. It's just free. LouisianaSports.net. Hunt will have our coverage from Omaha all week long. All right, it's after further review. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. The House settlement went through last Friday. I'm sure you've heard about that by now. And this didn't take very long. This felt inevitable, and it has now happened. Front Office Sports, Amanda Kristovich over at Front Office Sports, reporting that a group of female athletes have filed an appeal of the House settlement approval. So saying that it violates the terms of Title IX, which of course it does. I don't know how they get around it, but of course it does. If you're going to spend, if you have $21 million to spend on your student athletes, Title IX says you got to spend the same amount on women's sports as you do on men's sports. Well, if you got $21 million and 75% of that budget is going to football, before you even spend another dollar on basketball or baseball or any of the men's sports, you're already over the 50% threshold. So this was as inevitable as the sunrise. So we'll see what the courts do. But remember, a federal judge approved the House settlement knowing this was very likely in violation of Title IX, but approved it anyway. So will someone in turn put a stop to this? Don't know. But again, the next layer that was very obvious that was going to happen here has now happened. So we'll follow it. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration, kill mold, remove odor. Y'all, that weather last night, holy moly. When I was driving out of here yesterday, it was like, we ain't Kansas anymore, Toto. Like one of those types of storms. If you have water intrusion or found water intrusion, chances are that didn't just start. So you might have mold somewhere in your home, your office building, wherever. If you have mold, think you might, odor from smoke, pet, sweat, whatever, Parish Restoration can help. Go to parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Fill out the form on the homepage, schedule a consultation. They'll let you know how much it'll cost, how quickly they can get it done. They fog everything from your vehicle to your home to one of the largest commercial buildings in the state of Louisiana. It's Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com. Okay, do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Auburn Tigers.
Auburn landed a commitment from running back prospect Eric E.P. Perry. That's his initials, Muse. E.P. Eric Perry. That's what we call him, E.P.
I picked that up.
Yeah, E.P. Yep. Eric Perry. He's a 3-star, 6 foot, 195-pounder, the number 124 athlete, the 52nd best player in the state of Mississippi.
The Georgia Bulldogs. In-state offensive lineman Zyke Helton has committed to the Bulldogs over Georgia Tech and Alabama. Florida State was also in on him. 6'3", 290. He's a 3-star. Georgia and them 3 stars, y'all. The number 35 interior offensive lineman in the country. The Kentucky Wildcats.
Valdosta wide receiver Prince Jean. John or Jean? What should we go with? Jean. Prince Jean or Prince Jean?
I'm going with Jean, actually, on that one, yeah.
Okay. Like Stanley Jean Baptiste?
Yep.
For a long time, because he played for the Saints, people like Stanley Jean Baptiste. Like, nope, it's Stanley John Baptiste. That's how he says it, yeah. But you're going Jean.
I'm going Jean there,
I'm going
yeah.
John. Stanley John. Jean, like mom jeans is what you're saying.
Jeans,
Got it.
yeah.
6 foot, 180, picked Kentucky. Also visited Virginia, Kansas State. Had trips to Georgia and Mississippi State scheduled, but it's like, I think I'll just I'll go play in the Bluegrass up there. The number 123 wide receiver in the country.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
And New Jersey defensive back KJ McClain has picked the Vols. 5'11", 165. He's the 9th commit for Tennessee's 2026 class. First defensive back to commit to the Vols in this cycle. He's the number 50 safety in the country. All right, there you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Yes, if you have ED, it sucks, but they can help you. They have multiple different treatments, but it's so much more than ED. Hormone replacement therapy, BPC 157. If you got injuries, BPC 157, body protection compound 157. It's known to help recover. So if it's recovering from an injury, if it's recovering from workouts, I've told you, like, I have back pain. I started taking BPC 157. I'm finishing up my first 8-week cycle to help with back pain. It took about into the 3rd week. It was really the end of the 3rd week that I started to notice a difference, but it's been pretty remarkable. Just learn. I would encourage you. Just learn more. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Okay, final break of hour number 1. Come back. Taylor will be here for Bourbon Dictionary.
Answer your booze question, so get them in. You can email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Lots of ways you can get in on the show. Michael Anderson's here next hour from Boot Up Customs. Ellen Moore gave an update on Taysom Hill yesterday, and that situation has developed and evolved. We're going to get into that here in about 17 minutes from right now. So we got a ton to do, and glad you're hanging out with us here. Quick break, Bourbon Dictionary next.
AFR.
Well, the rains come and it cools things off for a smidge, but it's sunny and 90 degrees in Baton Rouge right now. And the worst thing that could possibly happen when it's sunny and 90 degrees with a heat index pushing triple digits is your AC goes out. It's miserable. It's miserable for you, miserable for your significant other, for your kiddos. Don't get stuck in a home without AC. Let River City's 1 Hour Air help. I love this one. 5-star Google review from Leslie, who said, Justin was so kind, professional, patient when he came out. Even though it was a Sunday evening, he was not rushed, answered all my questions, got me up and running again. He was really great, and I appreciate his knowledge and abilities. Sunday evening. Told y'all. Nights, holidays, weekends, at River City's 1 Hour Air, they're working. Don't get stuck sweating. Call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
Wrapping up hour number 1. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. We always get your booze questions answered. Taylor Calandro joins us. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. How are you, dude?
I'm good, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Omaha, a lot of people, I'm sure, hitting the road. Beach, some to the College World Series. People boozing a good bit right now?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully this weekend for sure. The deeper LSU goes, the more booze we sell. So,
that's funny.
No
the deeper LSU goes, the more people listen and watch this show.
Yeah, it's LSU is very crucial to the local economy. Believe it or not, if people don't know that,
it's amazing.
So,
I mean, it really does touch everything. So what's hot right now? So
we have one bottle of something that you might be interested in. I don't know.
Okay.
When you get off of work, but it's a new cellar release from Angel's Envy. It's a rye, and it's finished in tequila barrels.
Okay.
I think it's like a 7-year rye, finished for a year or so in tequila barrels. It's $280.
Okay.
It's super limited. We got 3 bottles of it. We sold a couple bottles this week. I think we had a bottle left when I left today. I haven't got to try it, obviously. It's a little pricey, and I just don't think there's a lot of it floating around. What I've read about it makes me want to try it so bad. It sounds like their everyday rye that they do in rum barrels, but with tequila.
So it's an Angel's Envy rye with tequila? Tequila barrels, I mean?
Yeah, it's finished in tequila barrels.
I'm looking for it here. Oh, there we go. There's a picture of it.
It's it's a beautiful display, too. Green box. I mean, it's pricey.
Yeah, $280 is a lot.
$280 is a lot. But like I said, it's very limited. Though the reviews that I've read are really good, and I hope I can find a bottle that's open somewhere because I want to try it.
Yeah, I was going to say if I could sample it and loved it, you know where I am on that, right? I'm the type of guy that would be a customer for something like that. But I hate dropping that on something I haven't tried. Like if I know what it is and I'm going to enjoy it, of course you'll pay a one-off on something like that. Interesting. Okay. Go ahead.
And I'm the same way as you with this specific bottle. Like I almost kept one. It's really expensive, and I hate spending that much money on that kind of stuff, but I almost saved one for myself just because I'm so obsessed with their regular everyday rye.
Yeah.
And now that I've read the reviews, now I'm really intrigued. So,
Okay. Well, there's one bottle left on Government Street over at Calandro's if anybody wants to go get it before Taylor changes his mind and decides to keep it for himself. Hey, I had calls today, interestingly enough, man, as we've talked about like a lot of different local spirits. I had a call earlier today with KJ Malone. Remember, played at Carl Malone, so played at LSU.
Oh, yeah.
So they actually bought NOLA Distillery. Are you familiar at all?
Yes. NOLA, I think somebody actually asked about sweet potato vodka last week or the week before from NOLA Distillery.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it. They made the sweet potato vodka. That's about all I know. I think it's the same distillery. That's about all I know about them.
Yeah, he told me they had something like a pickle shot or something as well, but they have different whiskeys and a lot of different spirits. I wasn't even familiar. I mean, I know NOLA Brewing, which it was a craft brewer, but the distillery's there on Chapatoulas in New Orleans. I was like,
yeah, well, and I think they were loosely associated with each other. I think there was a former brewer. I can't remember what the deal was with that distillery. We only carried one thing from them. Like I said, it was that sweet potato vodka that somebody asked about like a week or two ago. And Carl, KJ's dad, is involved in, he's got a Dominican rum, Eleon Jimenez, I think is what it's called. We sell it. And Carl's involved in the cigar business.
Oh, yeah.
He has his own cigars. So it's actually the cigars that that Joe Burrow smoked after the national championship was the Carl Malone cigars.
Yeah, I remember. I was talking about that with KJ earlier today. So it was interesting. We're trying to do some stuff, hook up and down at their distillery and tasting room and stuff. Pretty cool concept. So we'll do some stuff during football season.
So they're reopening the NOLA distillery?
Oh, it's open. It's on Chapatoulas. And so I talked to KJ about it. It's beautiful. I mean, I haven't been there, but I saw photos of it, and they have a whole bar in the front, where you can go and they'll make cocktails and stuff like that. So really
interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. The other person I talked to today was April Burkholder, formerly April Burkholder. She's married now. Members of the All-American gymnast at LSU when I was in school. She's going into the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. She's repping several brands as well. One is Disaronno. I always say it wrong. Disaronno, which is 500 years old. But they also have Sagamore Rye, which is out of Maryland, in their portfolio. Have you heard of that at all? Any feedback on that?
We've had one of the Sagamores, and this was like a year or two ago.
Okay.
And I can't remember now. I don't remember. I'm not super familiar with the brand, but yes, it's something that we had carried before. Yeah,
it was interesting, man. It just in the last couple of days. Obviously, we talk a lot with our buddy Q over at 7-3, and how they've now an award-winning brand and they've done great stuff. So it's just interesting to have in this one fell swoop, all these different spirit brands kind of dumping in our lap here this week.
Well, this NOLA distillery thing is news to me. I didn't know that they had redone that and all that stuff. So
yeah, check it out. It's on Chapatoulas, and the bar taste. And he even told me they have a tent out back because obviously you can't smoke inside, right? But they have a cigar smoking area, like a climate controlled sort of outdoor area where you can go outside and smoke a cigar there. So it's really cool concept. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
We have a minute. So how about this one from Scott, because we've never gotten this one before. Taylor, what's your go-to under $100 bourbon?
My go-to $100 bourbon. Find a higher mark Knob Creek. Maybe I think you can get a 12 for around $100. Or how about an Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which comes in right at under $100. It's one of my favorite pours on earth.
Can you get Elijah Craig Barrel Proof that aren't store picks? Do they just sell I'm trying to I have a ton of them, but I think they're always all store picks that I get.
Nope, they're still pumping out regular barrel proof.
Okay.
Different batches, obviously.
Sure, of course.
But they're still pumping it out. It's not super consistent, but on a fairly consistent basis.
All right, we got to go. Taylor over at Calandro's. Thanks, dude.
All right, Matt. See you.
All right, we'll see you later. It's After Further Review. Sports Center coming up. Taysom Hill. I got an update. We'll get to that next on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank, vinyl siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters as well over at Relief Windows. You want to make your home more energy efficient? Relief Windows. You want to beautify the exterior, increase your home's resale value? Relief Windows. You want to install these replacement windows once and be done forever? Relief Windows. Well, how's that possible? Well, because at Relief Windows, their windows come with a lifetime transferable warranty. So instead of waiting for every 5 to 7 years for your windows to rot because of the South Louisiana climate and have to replace them, do it once and you're done forever. And you'll always have an exceptional customer service experience, always, because that's what Brandon Holly demands of everyone that works in that business. Have one phone call, one interaction with a salesperson, a measure tech, an installer, a crew, Brandon, anybody. You'll understand why they're the best. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Reliefwindows.com.